Happy holidays. Welcome to Joshua Just Woke Up, and Merry Christmas. It's not December. It's the middle of June. But it might as well be Christmas because we are getting so many good presents this month, year? I don't know, but there's just been a lot of things dropping heavy on us, and it's insane. Well, maybe not actual presents dropping on us, but just news about the presents soon to come. They're coming in like one by one. It's kind of like a paid subscription for the presents, kind of like a subscription to Christmas Plus or something like that, because we're just getting presents monthly. But anyways, Steven Universe is back, sort of, in a way. So there has been announcements about this Steven Universe spin-off series. I genuinely don't know like anything about it. I don't think we really have much info about it, other than it's a planned spin-off series, and that's pretty much it. But we also do know what it's going to be about. If you know Steven Universe, and you know Lars, and you know the whole space adventure that he had further on in the show where he's like pink now and stuff, then you know exactly what the show is going to be about. And low-key, it might be mid. Nah, the truth is, even though like on the surface it feels like it could probably go nowhere with this show, I feel like in my gut that I feel the need to trust the process. I feel like Rebecca Sugars is gonna cook with the show. I feel like this spin-off could work in a way. Okay, so I know there are a lot of people who are fans of like the whole Lars subplot thing, and to be fair, to be completely honest, I'm not sure if it was super appealing to me compared to like the main plot. It wasn't the most appealing subplot, specifically the part where they all become like space pirates and go on space adventures. But I did like Lars as a character. I think Lars is an interesting character. It's just his subplot that feels a tiny bit dry. But the thing is, I don't think it has to be that way with the spin-off show Lars of the Stars. I think that they can absolutely give it a lot more flavor and give this subplot, just make it more interesting in the spin-off series. Because honestly, I didn't think it was super duper interesting, but I think it did have kind of an interesting set of characters. I mean, these characters were actually I feel like they maybe weren't taken seriously enough, because honestly their backstory is extremely dark. The fact that there were gems out there being exterminated, hunted down for being different, is incredibly cruel and a very dark story to be told. And if it is taken seriously as it is in Stars of the Lars, oh my god, in Lars of the Stars, Jesus Christ, if this cast of characters is taken like seriously enough, it can be kind of a dark show. On top of that, well, I just feel like there's a lot of ways that you can go with the story of the show. I don't know, the plots of the show, because I have no doubt that they might include at least a little bit of catching up on other characters' current lives, possibly. For example, maybe we can get some insight on where Connie is, where Steven is, or just everyone else. Maybe a little bit on where they are now. And I can see that definitely happening, but I can also see the opposite also happening. We could just absolutely not hear anything about any of the characters and only focus on the story of Lars and his team, which I don't think is a horrible idea, but I would like to see where the rest of the cast of Steven Universe is currently. That would probably draw the most attention. But the thing is, I think the cast is interesting enough to an extent to make a good spin-off series. For example, the Pearl and Ruby fusion, we can absolutely get like the story of how those two met. Because when that little subplot happened and that character was mentioned, I definitely thought we were going to get some like insight on their history, but we didn't. We didn't get that at all in the show, but that's okay because now we have a chance to get that in the spin-off series. I'm sure that all of these characters have some sort of past and connection to each other, how they came to be a team, and just everything. Because there was kind of, like a gap between the story of Lars being in space and before he was in space. So obviously there's a lot to cover. There's a lot to go off of. But I guess my only concern is that will it really be interesting enough? I don't even care, bruh. I think any amount of more Steven Universe feeds my Steven Universe brain, and that's good enough for me. This is a Christmas gift to me, for sure. And I love it. I mean, not a gift to me specifically, but just I take it as a gift. Anyways. But either way, I am excited to see this. And it's cool and interesting seeing all these, like, old shows come back. For example, Phineas and Ferb, regular show. And just the announcement of all these things. It feels like Christmas because we've been getting things like Deltarune on Mario, the new Switch, just everything. It's absolutely dumping all over us. I would like to rephrase that, but I'm not gonna because I don't know how to rephrase it. But you get what I mean. It's amazing. I think it's cool. And if the show does completely end up being very mid, then I guess I can make a video off of that too. Probably. Maybe. But either way, I think it's gonna be worth the watch. Or at least a try. But the truth is, I don't exactly know a whole lot about this. I don't even know who's going to be working on the show. I'm pretty sure Rebecca Sugars is still back on this, on Lars of the Stars. But I'm not completely sure. If you guys have any more, like, info, feel free to leave it down in the comments, because I am a brainless person. So, yeah. Also, back to the whole, subplot being, like, serious, with these unwanted gems being hunted down back in Homeworld and everything. I'm not sure if it's gonna be taken super seriously, because in the end of the day, it's a show targeted towards all audiences, and it probably won't go too deep into anything horrifying or anything. But I don't know. I just would like it if the whole, diamonds were treated as more of a threat, because the truth is they were more of a threat in Steven Universe. They just weren't treated like enough of a threat. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, my opinion was the ending of Steven Universe wasn't great. Like, specifically the original series, Steven Universe, where they go to Homeworld and defeat the gems. Specifically when they go and defeat White Diamond, I really do think that could have been done a lot better. I think that's a hot take. I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree on that. But yeah, I just feel that the diamonds could have been depicted as more of a threat, because the truth is, like, throughout the whole show, they were depicted as a very big threat, and then they ended up not being that big of a threat at the end of the show, which is so weird. And I don't think they can redeem that in Lars of the Stars, but I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up. I just, yeah. But after all, the ending was rushed, and there was, a reason to that. And I'm not going to blame the ending for being the way that it was. But I just hope that there is a little more attention put into Lars of the Stars, so that situation doesn't end up happening again. Where the whole ending just kind of feels kind of rushed. Am I going to get hated on for that? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just think the ending is really rushed. But anyways. But either way, I grew up loving Steven Universe, and I think that seeing Steven Universe come back, whether in a spin-off or whatever, I think is really cool, and I'm happy to see it back. And I'm excited for what this show has to offer. I think it's going to be cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This might be old news by the time I get the video out, because it takes a while to edit and stuff. But whatever, bruh. Thank you for watching. That's all I got. Okay, bye. Actually, I really like this scarf. I think I'm gonna keep it. Covers up the weird blood stain on my neck.